one of the best pieces of advice I can really give anyone on the journey in a creative field, in music production, for example, is to always be grateful. It's absolutely the most important piece of advice I can give, because I think there's a real stumbling block for a lot of people, um, because you can just get sucked into like um, complaining or some kind of negative thing about the music or music industry. um I've even seen it with some artists that I really admire their music, and I look up to them, but then I see them on Instagram or whatever just complaining and just being negative, and I'm thinking like, you're living like the dream, like you've got thousands of people like looking up to you, you're performing at all these festivals and doing all this stuff, and you're like complaining about whether it's like streaming services or revenue like Spotify streams, or I don't know, there's so many things that you can find that you can complain about. And it's like yeah, it's nothing new. Like there's always something new to complain about. Like now you have like AI music, or you have like bots and then mess up your streams, and like there's always like something negative to complain about. But that's been the same like back in the day, like years ago. Like before, to get a record deal, like you had to get in the door like through the right record label, and like if you weren't able to do that, your music wasn't going to be heard by anyone, so like you had less opportunities in the past than you do now. But it's like people choose to complain as if like now today it's like worse than it ever was before. And I just see like all this negativity and like all of these like bad things that you can focus on, and it's just a case of like you're just choosing to focus on the negative part, because there's always like a negative part that you can like think about and focus on, and then you can just like refuse like accountability and just like blame it all on that. You can just say like, what's the point, I'm never going to make it, like because this is happening in the music industry, that person's doing this, and that like this is negative now, and then yeah, you know what, like it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? And you can always just avoid that accountability, whereas like what you should actually do is be grateful that you have air in your lungs, and be grateful that you can make music. And then from that point you should put like your focus in the direction of like what is in your control and what you can do, and be grateful for like the opportunities that you actually do have. So I rarely slip into like that super negative thinking where like, oh, this is happening now, like it's all terrible. Like I'm quite good at like staying grateful, and that's what's helped me to keep going through all like the ups and downs, because you have like so many ups and downs along the journey. And yeah, just like being really grateful for like the small things in life is basically what allows me to keep showing up and like not complaining. Like there's probably sometimes in the past where I have complained as well, but I try my hardest to like not complain or not sound negative, and just try to like always find, there's always like an angle. Like I think that God always gives you like a little like quiet voice, or a little angle, or a little doorway that you can go through, that's like in the positive direction, in the direction of love. Not like not like a lovey-dovey thing, but I mean like when I say in the direction of love, I mean in the direction of like positivity, and like going forward, and like being joyful. There's always a way to be like to find that joy, and I know that a lot of people struggle to find that, and it's easy because there can be like a sea of negativity. And yeah, there can be like it can be difficult, but there's always a way, and it's always a case of like stepping back and zooming out, and returning to center, and just becoming more grateful for like the super basic things. Like earlier this year I had like a really bad I think it was like a virus or something, but it was like something really messed up my lungs, you know, and I had real problems like breathing for like a long time, and I had like and I had to take like a steroid inhaler and all of this stuff, and I thought I'd got asthma and all of this, you know, and I've never had any problems with my lungs before, and I thought I'm gonna have this for like forever now. Like they've put me on an asthma inhaler and all this, you know, and yeah, thank God it like eventually cleared up, you know. But at that point, like even my like breathing was like struggling. I was like, I'm just like grateful that I can breathe and like, you know, go about my day. But that was getting to be hard, you know, and so I had to find gratitude in like, you know, being able to walk a certain amount of steps per day, because like I couldn't like I couldn't do any exercise because it would tighten up my lungs, you know, and I could like do only like a little bit of walk. I'd have to walk really, really slowly, so that my lungs wouldn't flare up, you know. And I was just like I was just tracking my steps every day and just like really breaking down my walks to go really slowly, but like trying to count my steps and try and get up to like a certain amount of steps per day, even though it was like a struggle. So I was like, that was still something I could be grateful for, even though like my lungs weren't working very well, or they were like really super inflamed, you know. Like at least I was able to like track my progress like with my steps and like try and get back to sort of some kind of recovery, you know. But like like if your lungs are like I always think like if your lungs are working, if you can breathe, then you should be grateful, you know, because you can do breath work and then get gratitude again through that. You know, I do that a lot, like because like when you find yourself complaining or like getting sucked into negative thinking, or like, you know, thinking about the music industry as a whole and how you know what particular bad thing about it you can focus on, the antidote to that is just to like come back to center. It's just to reverse, and it's just to breathe deeply and realize that you're alive, you're living, you're in a human body, and everything's wonderful, you know. And you can still, if you're breathing, you're probably going to be able to make music, and you can do that, and then you can go forward, and you can find always, as I mentioned, there's always like a positive outlook that you can get to, and then you can go down that path, you know. So it's just a case of like shifting your mindset, always coming away from all of that negative nonsense, and just going back to like basics, back to being grateful, and then from that like sort of base of gratitude, then you can like move forward into like the direction that's actually going to benefit you. All right, so quick little one today, my G's. Big ups for all your support on the channel. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Check out the links in my videos as well for Patreon, preset packs, mentorship, and mastering. That's it for me today. More from me soon. Much love.